Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for stopping by. I am so excited to share these thrift flips with y'all. This is one of the online photos that served as inspiration for my pieces in this video. Okay, so let's get into it. I purchased these acrylic paints at Dollar Tree. This is just a white acrylic paint, and I'm just going to start by squeezing some, well, a lot actually, into this glass jar. This is the brown paint that I got from Dollar Tree as well. It is, just your regular old acrylic craft paint. I'm going to go ahead and add that to the white. The color that I'm trying to achieve, believe it or not, is a little similar to the towel that I have my jars and everything resting on. So I'm just going to be playing around with mixing quite a few colors together and see what we come up with. This is the color that I have so far, and I don't like it, so I will be adding some more color. These are some paints that I picked up from Five Below. I had them just stored in the closet and forgot that I had them until I got to this video, so I was able to go up there and get some of those, and I'm going to walk you through some of the colors that I used. This one is called Burnt Umber. This one is called Lamp Black. This one is called Yellow Ochre. And this one is Burnt Sienna. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by adding some of the Lamp Black color and giving it a mix to see what I come up with. I'm liking that color a little bit better. I felt like this needed a little bit of green, so I'm adding this sap green color. For the next few clips, you will just see me add these colors to try to achieve the color I'm going for. So I will be alternating between all of these colors here, and I'll show you the color I decided to go with. So this is the color I ended up with. I actually liked it a lot, and so we're going to go ahead and add some texture, and by that I'm going to be adding some freshly ground black peppercorn right into the paint. Here comes the interesting part. So I started adding the baking soda, and what I didn't like was the fact that it didn't turn thick like all the other videos I saw on YouTube. It got very loose, and I hated it. So then I added some baking powder, and then it puffed up like this. I just said, you know what, forget it. We're going to go ahead and use this. Like I said before, I'm not editing out any mistakes. We're human out here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use this puffy peppercorn paint and slap it on there. I'm going to be honest with you though, I did not like the coverage. I just didn't. But I stuck with it, and in the end, I really liked the final product. This is all trial and error. It did not go on the way I saw others go on, but it's okay. I really enjoyed how it came out, and this ended up serving as my undercoat. Like, you'll see at the end of the video. By undercoat, I do mean base coat. So this is after the first coat is complete. You can see how streaky it is, and you can still see through the paint itself, but we're gonna keep going. Here we are moving on to our second coat. It is more opaque now, thankfully, but I still wasn't a fan of the texture of the paint. I loved the peppercorn, as you can see, but at this rate, it seemed like I was going to have to add like 5 or 6 coats. But bear with me, I end up turning it into something pretty cool. Okay, so I am all done adding the second coat. Okay, so let's get into it. I used a final 2 coats of a lighter paint. This one actually ended up being a latex paint, and you can see the base paint coming through. And I just love the texture that it gave and the darker color that's shining through the lighter color paint. This is the same paint that I'm using for this vase here. I wanted to go ahead and show you what it looked like in the beginning because I hated it. But the shape of it was everything, and it is exactly what I needed for my space. So here is the first coat of that one. Like I said, this lighter paint was a latex paint mixed with a little bit of baking soda. It was almost a 1-to-1 ratio, but I loved the coverage and it was everything I needed it to be. I'm trying to give you close-up shots to see the texture that it created, and you know, it just worked out great. I don't know the color of the paint, to be honest with you. This was a gallon of paint that we got from our Habitat for Humanity restore. I love it. I just love it. It really just tied in with everything else that I am trying to do down here in our basement. I set these on our mantle, and it really popped next to the wood grain and against the green accent wall. They're just everything. They're everything that I needed. And I also had these twigs on hand I had them in a closet and they fit the seam perfectly. They just fit perfectly, and they will remain in there because it looked like they were born to be together. I hope you all were able to get a good idea of the texture that baking soda and peppercorn gave me, and the coat being darker on this particular vase. I finally filled that vase up too. It was looking pretty empty over there, so I remembered I had some moss that I got from Dollar Tree a while back, so I just filled it up with that, and I think that is exactly what it needed. I also added some books to the mantle that I think just tied everything together. Thank you all so much for tuning into this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you all have any tips or want to leave a comment about anything, please feel free to. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video.